homonyms and heteronyms. What are homonyms? Homonyms are the words that have the same sound but different spelling and meaning. For example, the two words pick and pick, they have same pronunciation but different meaning and spelling. Pick refers to the highest point, while pick means to glance. Another example, the words board and bored bored means weary or dissatisfied, while the other board refers to a flat surface or a deck. For the last example, the words where and where means in what place, while the other wear means to have on the body as clothing.
Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike, but they have different meanings. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike, but they have different spellings. Blue and blue are homonyms. Blue and blue are homonyms. Blue and blue are homonyms, but they have different spellings. One describes the color blue, one the wind and how it blew. Blue and blue are homonyms, but they have different meanings. C and C are homonyms. C and C are homonyms. C and C are homonyms, but they have different spellings. Eyes we use to S-E-E, the water C is S-E-A. C and C are homonyms, but they have different meanings. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike, but they have different meanings. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike, but they have different spellings. Red and red are homonyms. Red and red are homonyms. Red and red are homonyms, but they have different spellings. One describes the color red, the other about a book you've read. Red and red are homonyms, but they have different meanings. Sun and sun are homonyms. Sun and sun are homonyms. Sun and sun are homonyms, but they have different spellings. A male child is called a sun. Up in the sky you'll see the sun. Sun and sun are homonyms, but they have different meanings. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike, but they have different meanings. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike. Homonyms, they sound alike, but they have different spellings. They have different spellings. have different meanings, but they sound alike.
What are heteronyms? They are words that have the same spelling but different meaning and pronunciation. For example, the words lead and led. They have the same spelling but differ in pronunciation and meaning. Lead, which is pronounced as lead, means to show the way, while the other led, which is pronounced as led, refers to a soft heavy metal. The second example, the words minute and minute. Minute, pronounced as minute, refers to a 60th part of an hour, while the other minute, which is pronounced as minute, means very small. The last example, the words present and present. Present, which is pronounced as present, refers to a gift, while the other present, which is pronounced as present, means to introduce.
Here's a crash course on homonyms, homophones, and heteronyms, also known as really confusing concepts in the English language. Confusing concept number 1, homonyms. According to the definition, homonyms are words that are pronounced and spelled the same but have a different meaning. Let's look at some examples in action. The first sentence says, I saw a box of cookies on the kitchen counter. The second sentence says, I do tire very easily. But look at the pictures. Do the meanings of those pictures actually make sense given the context of the sentences? I don't think so. But let's look at these pictures. What do you think? Do they make more sense? Oh yeah, they certainly do. Here are some other examples of homonyms. Well, ruler, bark, rose, stalk, and boil. Now that you have those, on to confusing concept number 2, homophones. We learned that homonyms are both pronounced and spelled the same but have a different meaning. Well, homophones are also pronounced the same and have a different meaning, but they don't have to be spelled the same. I'll give you a great example, moose and moose. The first sentence says, I like to put moose in my hair. The second sentence says, did you see moose by those trees? The third sentence says, I love to eat moose for dessert. But wait a minute. The way that pictures are arranged make no sense given the context of each sentence. So, let's try to rearrange them. Aha! Now each sentence has the correct use of moose. Here's some other examples of homophones. Do, vein, hair, board, heel, and time. Now that you're getting the hang of it, on to our last confusing concept, heteronyms. A heteronym is defined as a word that is spelled the same but is pronounced differently and has a different meaning. Here are some examples. According to the picture, this sentence says, the tear on her jeans was noticeable. Maybe a tear would be noticeable on her jeans, but I don't know if this is the best way to use T-E-A-R. There we go. The tear on her jeans was noticeable. That's a little more likely. Now, according to this picture, the sentence says, I produce many musicals for drama club. Now I think I'm really confused. Oh, I produce many musicals for drama club. Now I get it. This last sentence says, how would I sow a crop? Wait, that definitely doesn't make any sense. Bingo, how would I sow a crop? That, on the other hand, does make sense. Here are some other heteronyms. Lead, led. Drawer, drawer. Dove, dove. Present, present. And close, close. All of this leads us to a big question. Why should you care about homonyms, homophones, and heteronyms? Because one word can change the entire meaning of a sentence, and sentences make up everyday conversations and stories. For example, the captain of the prom committee lost her sight for the dance. Wow, I hope not, but what do you think? Is this the best use of sight given the context of the sentence? Or, the captain of the prom committee lost her sight for the dance. Maybe she could have gone temporarily blind, but I think it's more likely that she lost the actual place for the prom. So tell me, are you convinced? I sure hope so. Or you could be left. No, that's not what I mean. Or you could be left stranded during a great story. I hope you understand homonyms, homophones, and heteronyms at least a little better. Now, get out there and use them correctly.